You had said in a written statement under oath that you had turned over everything that you believed you had for the federal records with those 55,000 emails, but we've now discovered an email chain between then General Petraeus and yourself that took place a couple of months before these records started. Can you explain the discrepancy there? Because it was the same email address that you used while at State that you were using with General Petraeus just 2 months before you had said everything was out there.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Give Me Five. This was from Meet the Press, and there were some things in here that I thought were important that hadn't been said before, and I think Chuck Todd did a good job in raising these questions. Of course, more emails out today, but I want you to listen to the things she had to say in response to some of these really good questions from Chuck Todd. Watch.
Well, everything that we had access to was certainly out there, and the reason we know about the email chain with General Petraeus is because it was on a government server. And so from my perspective, we have a very thorough review process that we conducted. And my attorneys supervised it. They went through everything, and what we had available at the time was turned over.
What does that mean? What does that mean? Why wasn't the Petraeus chain available? She didn't answer that question. I don't understand what that means. You testified under oath, or you signed something under a threat of perjury that you handed over everything. Why didn't you hand over the Petraeus stuff? Well, we handed over everything that was available. What does that mean? More.
What I'm trying to figure out is, if you'd said in March that the email system began in March of '09, and yet we have this same email address popping up in January, explain that discrepancy.
There was a transition period. You know, I wasn't that focused on my email account, to be clear here.
Let me stop you there,
yeah.
Because you say you weren't focused on it,
right.
Except this seemed to be, to put an email server at your house is not it's a complicated thing.
Yeah, but it was already there. It had been there for years. It is the system that my husband's personal office used when he got out of the White House.
Oh, so she wasn't, you know, Chuck, but Hillary, you didn't answer the question about David Petraeus. Well, Chuck, you know, I really wasn't that focused on it. That's the answer? And he let her see. Look, I give him credit for asking these questions, but he let her slide. He kind of misled her in the wrong direction by saying, you know, you say you weren't that involved, but you had a server. I thought the server was in the closet or the bathroom of the company that was dealing with the server. Wasn't that what we heard? But again, you know, I really wasn't that concentrating. I don't know why the Petraeus thing wasn't there. How should I know? I wasn't concentrating on that. I'm a grandmother now. Wow, more.
You know, there's some things about this that I just can't control. I can't control the technical aspects of it. I'm not by any means a technical expert. I relied on people who were.
She's not a technical expert. No, what, you mean wipe it with a cloth? I'm just a poor little old lady. I'm just a, you know, I'm a woman. What do I know about technical things? I tell you, folks, it just never ceases to amaze. Here's more.
Can you respond to an alternative explanation that has sort of
another conspiracy theory?
Let me that perhaps the reason you wanted to have a private server and not a government server is that Republicans have been coming after you for years. Mm-hmm. You may have been running for president in the future, and you wanted to make it a little more difficult for congressional investigators to subpoena your government emails, and a little more difficult for Freedom of Information Act requests. Is that a fair theory or no?
It's totally ridiculous. That never crossed my mind.
Never crossed my mind. I can't be concerned with this. And listen to this. We played this yesterday. We've asked guests about it. Watch this.
Can you say with 100% certainty that the deleted emails, that the FBI is not going to find anything in there that's going to cause you to have to explain again?
All I can tell you is that when my attorneys conducted this exhaustive process, I did not participate.
Why?
I didn't look at them. Because
I would want to know what emails.
No.
Why wouldn't you want to know?
I wanted them to be as clear in their process as possible. I didn't want to be looking over their shoulder. Mm-hmm. If they thought it was work-related, it would go to the State Department. If not, then it would not.
In other words, I know nothing. I didn't do it. They did it. Why would she want that?